Hello my friends, it is Alarmix, and I hope that life is treating you all well. In this video, I wanted to go over how to get more kills in Apex Legends, and possibly more specifically, how to get the 20 kill badge if you haven't yet. So if you want to get more kills in Apex Legends, or you want the 20 kill badge, this is the video to be watching. So as always on my channel, I'm gonna have a lot of tips for you guys. I'm not just gonna have 4 tips and ramble on about them all video. There are a lot of really good tips in this video, so let's get into it. So first of all, if you want to get as many kills as possible, you have to go into the match prepared. Finding a lot of enemies, even 20 enemies, can require a lot of luck in this map, and if you are not prepared before you go into the match, you're making it a lot harder for yourself. So, my very first tip, play in a reliable squad with players that aren't too good. Now, unless you're a pro player, you're gonna need some decent teammates to go through a lot of enemies in a single game. So teammates that I would be looking for myself if I'm trying to go for like say a 20 kill badge is just people who can make callouts well. They, stick with you and they make decent decisions. But the reason you don't want a squad of MLG pro players playing with you is because when you're getting into gunfights, a lot of times they can kill steal a little bit more easily than bad players, because at least in my experience, when I'm playing with really good players, if I happen to get an enemy really ground down, a lot of times really good players, they'll just snap their aim on and steal that kill while I'm reloading. An option, if you're really good, is to just solo queue and try to go through as many enemies as possible, because random players, they're going to be kind of doing their own thing and not really following you very closely, and it's going to give you a really good chance to third party and just go through as many people as possible. But if you can't do that, like I said, I highly insist you playing with some just decent players that are really just more good with their brain and making decisions, versus people who are just super good mechanically and just go through people with R99s. My next tip for you guys is to use fast characters. So characters like Octane and Pathfinder, if you hear gunshots off in the distance, Octane can stim, Pathfinder can grapple, and it'll really just help you go through the huge map a lot faster. Also, if you're kind of trying to solo it and get a lot of kills on your own, they will also be really good at getting away so you can heal quickly. But I do think that in this game, if you are trying to get a lot of kills, using someone like Gibraltar can make it just a little bit more tough. You might win a higher percentage of your gunfights, but you're not going to get in as many of them. So my next tip for you guys is to land hot. This is kind of an obvious tip. If you want to get more kills, you should probably land where everyone else is landing. So places that are closer to the middle of the map is where most of the action is going to be going on during the game. There are also places like the blue zone that you can land in. There's always a lot of people that go there. Or when you first get onto the ship and you can drop, close places to that spot are also really popular to go. My next tip for you guys to get a lot of kills in Apex Legends is just to have a lot of confidence. Now, a way that you can build up confidence is just by playing the game a lot. I really recommend you guys doing that. Me, myself, I know I got a lot better at the game when I stopped kind of, you should say, slacking, like, sending those last Snapchats or just doing other things that I didn't really need to. Just spending that extra few minutes on the game during the day can help you build your confidence up a lot more. It's kind of like with a sport. If you practice a lot, you're gonna have a lot more confidence in what you're doing. Now, I know some of you guys can't always be playing this game. I know a couple of you out there might be working 2 jobs at once, or you might be going to school and working a job, kind of like me. But another way to help build your confidence is just to think, okay, if you die in Apex Legends, that's really not the end of it. My very next tip for you guys, if you decided to not solo queue and you're just in a decent squad, if you're getting close to a 20 kill badge, or say you're getting close to your record of highest kills, maybe ask your teammates to let you get that kill. So if you worked really hard for a kill, you can maybe ask them to not kill steal, or even if they're really nice guys and you're maybe on say 18, 19 kills, they'll just let you have that kill. Now my next tip is making 1v1s and don't fall into the black hole. So if you're going to be going through 20 enemies through the game, you want to try to make as many of those 1v1s as you can. In Apex Legends in general, when you're playing, you should should always be getting as many 1v1s as you can. When you're always thinking of that you should be trying to make this a 1v1, it can really help you in some situations. So for example, if you're fighting a squad and you damage a guy like pretty significantly, or even you down him, if you know you're gonna rush right now, if you tell your teammates, oh yeah, I'm rushing, and they're not with you, when you get up to that squad, there's gonna be more than just that one guy, most likely. That is a mistake that I have made so much in the past, and that I still do a lot today. When I damage a guy a lot, or even down one guy, it seems to open a black hole for myself, and I just go jump into it and I kill myself. That has ended so many of my games, and you're not going to get high kill games when you're doing this. My next tip for you guys, I'm going to be talking about the different guns that you should be using. So by far the most important thing of what gun you should be using is you should use what guns you're comfortable with. So for me, myself, when I'm playing, I find that I'm really good with like an R301 and flatline. When I'm using the R301 and the flatline, I kind of forget what gun I'm even using because I'm just so focused in on killing my enemies. Now, I would say the only really exception to this is guns like, say, the longbow. They're really good for getting a lot of damage and weakening enemies, but I have found that in general, something like, say, the longbow can really make it harder to get a lot of kills. Something that you should keep in mind with what guns you're choosing, you should really try to make the guns vary in range. So guns like the Peacekeeper and R99, they're really good, but say if you have weak enemies at long range, you really want to be able to down them, because if you're missing on, say, even 1 or 2 kills throughout the whole game, that can really mess up your final kill number, because it can be really hard to find a lot of enemies through this map. But also, if you guys are going solo, maybe the Peacekeeper and R99 will be a good combo, because you can really sneak up on squads if you're the only guy, and then you would be really equipped to take that gunfight up close. So that would be my only exception. My next tip for you is don't loot for too long. It can be a really bad habit if, say, you land in Skyhook and you're the only team there, to spend like half of the match looting that entire city. It can get really boring in Apex if you're getting no kills and spending a bunch of time looting and then you're getting killed. And also, off the bat, say you get an R301 and you don't have the best barrel, or just you maybe have a blue shield and you're looking for a purple, just wanting to loot to find the more elite loot can also be a really bad habit. Because you have to remember, towards the beginning of the game, most likely other teams aren't going to have the best loot either, and the very quickest way to loot up and be more prepared to fight other enemies is to fight a squad and take their loot. It can be really depressing to just always be looting, get caught behind on loot, and lose the game. Like, you might as well not play. You have to fight as many enemies as you can and take their loot. I mean, that's how this game is supposed to be played, at least. That's kind of how I like to play this game. And also, fighting a lot of enemies will make you a lot better at the game, and it will also build your confidence, like what I was saying before. Another tip that I have for you guys to get a lot of kills in Apex, a really easy way to do it is to play silver and bronze players. Right now, once it kind of gets deep into the season, there aren't near as many good players in silver and bronze as really anywhere else in the game. If you're already in platinum and you can't really like demote yourself if you really want to do this, you could also try to make a brand new account if you really want to flex a 20 kill badge. But when I was playing silver and bronze players, and even gold more recently, I found it really easy to get a lot of kills. Getting into the last part of the video, go towards gunfire even if it is far away. It's kind of a given. If you want to get more kills, you go and try to third party or go towards gunshots. But if you are thinking, you know, it's too far away to go for those gunshots, when there's a gunfight in the map, everybody that hears it kind of in general flocks towards that. So even if you aren't actually gonna find those people that were shooting far off in the distance, there's a higher chance that you will find people if you go towards the gunshots, and then you might find someone who's going towards the gunshots also. Something that I have to tell you guys, to get a 20 kill badge or even many kills in this map, it does take a lot of luck to just see that many enemies. So if you aren't getting 20 kill badges, or you aren't getting a lot of high kill games, maybe just don't be too discouraged. That will about wrap it up, I guess. If you are new to the channel and you like this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button. button. And to all of my returning subscribers that made it to this point in the video, thank you so much for supporting the channel. I am in a collaboration with a channel, and I think we will be making a video pretty soon, so I think it'll be a little bit less than a week before I release my next video. But that will be it, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day.